to go from the corner up like this.
I'm gonna go out.
What?
You're gonna just leave me all alone? You're fine, Mom.
Hey! Are you okay? Come on, get in. You don't have to. I live my life any way that I want. That is real freedom. I'm not the same other guy. You understand?
I'm not.
Welcome back to Night News. Before we start, please like the video for more excellent content.
We all know that you've been hanging out with the geriatric.
Leah, the man is a pervert.
No, he's not. You're the only person I even like.
You're not like any girl I know.
Really?
No. Like you see me. I feel like I can really see you. I'm good. 'Cause that's all we need, right? You. And me.
Palm trees and power lines. For the final few weeks of her summer, 17-year-old Lee is hanging out with her closest friend, Amber. In a suburban Southern California neighborhood, she resides with Sandra, her emotionally distant single mother. He is no longer a part of Leah's life because he went to Arizona to live with his new family. Lee occasionally hangs out with one of the guys, Jared, while Amber goes out with Lee. Their encounters don't sit well with Jared, who simply views Lee as a possible sex partner. Lee starts a discussion with an old man sitting at a different table at a restaurant one evening when the companions are having dinner. Giving her a wink as he leaves. Not wanting to accompany them, Lee decides to stay on the bill alone, leaving her pals behind. Lee tries to flee but is confronted by a cook. The prior man steps in and allows Lee to escape. Upon approaching her house, the elderly man stops beside her and gestures for her to come inside so he can give her a ride. Pretending to be Tom, he informs Lee that both he and she are 34 years old. His phone number is programmed into her phone before she leaves. After Lee succumbed to Tom's seduction, she told Amber she had met someone, but she withheld the information, claiming he was a boy from a different school. By bringing her ex-boyfriend back into their home, Leah's mother exacerbates their already tense relationship. In response to Leah's issues, Tom demonstrates empathy and admits that he, too, lacks a close relationship with his parents. Lee turns to Tom for recognition and affection. Tom tells Lee he has a small business that performs house remodeling and repairs, which allows him complete independence, in response to her question about his occupation. Very rapidly, Tom and Lee develop a romantic bond. Upon her consent to spend the night, he takes her to a motel and clarifies that it's just a stopover till he finds a new place to stay. Lee senses something is off when Tom leaves the room to handle a domestic conflict upstairs, even though he says he was merely assisting a neighbor who was intoxicated by her boyfriend. Following one of their days at the beach, Tom introduces himself to Lee after his schoolmate spots her. Lee promises Amber that their connection would remain discreet, but Amber eventually finds out. In a tender moment, Tom declares to Lee, "You're mine," and counsels her against dating men. Lee enjoys having wants and desires. A waitress notices something off one day while Lee and Tom are eating, and she assumes that Lee and Tom are collaborators in compulsion. Silently, the waitress offers Lee help if she wants to go while Tom steps outside to answer a call. Lee wonders why she would require help and is confused as she doesn't know that Tom is grooming her. According to the waitress, Tom regularly brings other young females to the restaurant. When he returns, Tom asks Lee to discuss her problems with him after noticing she is uneasy. He brushing it off, he says the waitress must have misidentified him even though she admits that she saw him with other girls. Later on, Jared cynically claims that Lee has been spotted hanging out with the geriatric when she goes out drinking and smoking with friends. After Amber betrays her to Jared, Lee feels deceived and leaves the house, arriving at Tom's motel room in a distressed state. Reassuring Lee that her friends and family opinions don't matter, Tom tells her he loves her. In addition, he gives her a bracelet with a joke on it inscribed in. Upon his questioning, Lee replies instantly that she would want to go on vacation with him, and they head to a hotel. Tom asks Lee if she can do anything for him on their second night at the hotel. He says if she truly loves him, she will sleep with another man for money. She is left with an older man by him after he forces her into prostitution. Lee has to have vaginal and oral intercourse at the hands of the unidentified man. A heartbreaking Tom throws her into a hug before she can leave the hotel, but not before Lee packs her luggage and exits the room as the man takes a shower. Following Tom's introduction, she placed her order at a restaurant. Lee grabs the opportunity to use the restroom and walks by herself to a nearby gas station. They make up when Amber comes to bring her up after she makes an emotional call to her. Lee sets out to spend more time at home with her mother and gets back on track with Amber's timetable. Amber feels the need to call Tom multiple times after complimenting Lee on her jewels, even though he has unplugged his phone. When she raps on his door upon arriving at the motel, she receives no answer. Reluctantly, she seeks out the whereabouts of a renter upstairs who she had observed helping out. The tenant grudgingly introduces her to Tom. Asking herself why Tom left her, Lee sobs into the phone. When she hears that Tom feels the same way about her toward the end of the movie, Lee beams with happiness and proclaims her love for him. The movie has 90% approval rate and an average rating of 7.7 out of 10 on review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes, which is based on 71 reviews. According to reviews on the website, Lily McInerny is highlighted as a young actor with remarkable potential in Palm Trees and Powerlines, which portrays a difficult narrative with searing skill. 73 out of 100 is the weighted average score based on 20 critic reviews, meaning that the movie has generally favorable reviews on Metacritic. I appreciate you coming, and please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.